I don't know what possessed the Alligans to surround themselves with these chattering orbs, but the fact that they remain while their creators do not speaks volumes. Sid and his colleagues always make operating these Allagan devices seem so easy. For vengeance. The restrainment node stands poised to lend a hand, figuratively speaking. Bloop. Guiding user to terminal. This way, please. Nope, further along. Here we go. Don't look at me. This is a task for you and Alphino. This terminal appears to be similar to the one we encountered when we first set foot here. Let us hope it will be equally helpful. Bloop. Access granted to user Lavenza Shark and her adolescent Elephant companion. Master Shark's other companion is deemed a potential risk to safe operation and has been denied access privileges until further notice. Let's see. According to the terminal, the central control system is presently employing software version 56.135. Dare I ask which version you are employing? Why, software version 42.002, of course. Blip bloop. Warning. Errors detected in the data management system. Estimated time required for update, 5 years, 1 day. Jeez. That won't do. That is rather longer than we were hoping. Aren't there any other options? For instance, using this terminal to operate Tiamat's restraints instead? Bloop. The promised method is indeed an option. The proposed method is indeed an option. Please be warned, however, that the procedure may have changed as a result of the system update, and my instructions may no longer be accurate. Well, I can't imagine it will have changed all that much. As long as we pay due attention to any discrepancies, I dare say we shall be able to muddle our way through. Don't bother trying to explain. Just tell me if we've made any progress. I would say so, yes. It does, however, require that I remain here to operate the terminal. I shall inform you via link pearl once I am ready to release the shackles. It might be best if you left the spirit vessel with me. I may yet have use for it. Rest assured, I will be certain to return it to Grahatia once this is over. Just a little more work and Tiamat will be free. But before we go any further, there is something I would know. When Tiamat and her kin fought against the Allagan Empire, both sides were but dancing to the tune of the Ascians. Yeah? Well, yeah, because, I mean, she was being manipulated by them to summon Bahamut. And then the Allagans were, obviously that empire was created by the Ascians. And it was the same in Ishgard, where they stoked the fires of conflict between man and dragon from the shadows. All that the Asians touch turns to ash, and thus have you made it your mission to fight them. But there have been times when you tried to reach out to them instead, to find common ground. And so I must ask, what do you intend to do with Fandaniel? Will you try and reach out to him too? Ugh. Enemy or no, I want to understand him. I will try, yes, and if that fails, I'll remember him. Certainly, after I've wiped the smile off his face. Yeah, I think I went with the remember line before. But yeah, I don't... You know, like, I don't know, Fandaniel, no. It's just, he's not worth remembering. So, is it the first or the second one? Yeah, I'm going to go with the third. Or, I think I said first or second, but first or third. I think I'm going to go with the third. I'd rather put my lance through his heart and be done with it. But perhaps that's the difference between you and me. You see the good in people, even if it be but the faintest glimmer. I only hope you do not come to rue your benevolence. You think us unwise for viewing the world thus? Far from it. That has ever been your way, as I learned when we journeyed together with Iceheart. Yet the fact remains that there are some who view compassion as a weakness to be exploited, and there may come a time when you extend the hand of friendship only to wish that you had dealt the killing blow. So, save your mercy for those who deserve it. Well, we should be getting back to our task. If Alphino has things in hand here, I suggest we rejoin the others. I cannot deny the logic in Estinian's argument. Given all that is at stake, even the slightest lapse in judgment could be the undoing of us all. Blip bloop warning. Releasing dragon restraints may result in specimen loss, damage to facility, and incineration of staff. I'm just thinking now, because we're on... This would be quest number 5. Which means there's 5 more left after this. And it's like, do I stop here or do I continue? Thinking. If this Fandaniel truly is without reason or creed, he is no better than a rabid dog. Treat with him if you must, but be ready to do what is necessary. So the spirit vessel proved useful after all. Excellent. Estinian told me all is well, but nothing more. Honestly, it's like getting blood out of a stone with him. I take it from Alphino's absence that he's needed elsewhere. Well, that all sounds rather frustrating, but you got there in the end. While you were off talking to nodes, Graha and I were learning as much as we could about Tiamat's condition. Our readings confirmed that her ethereal balance leans strongly towards the umbral, as was the case with the kobolds. Therefore, all other things being equal, the treatment should work. The difficulty lies in the sheer quantity of ether with which we must contend. Multiple applications of the treatment will inevitably be required if we are to reverse the effects of the tempering completely. Meaning, I'll need all the ether I can get. Thank you in advance. Although this endeavor will ask much of us, we do have one reason to be optimistic. Namely that Tiamat shows no signs of fanatical devotion, suggesting a milder case of tempering than that suffered by the kobolds. Tiamat saw Bahamut as an equal rather than a god. Might that have made a difference? Now that you mention it, it very well might. She would not have believed it necessary to defer to his will. But enough talk. It's time to put our theories to the proof. Tell Alphino to disengage the restraint's ethereal dampeners. I'm counting on you, Angelo. I mean, I guess they understand enough of the Allegan technology to know that there are ethereal dampeners. Yeah, I mean, I guess they understand. At first, I was just like, how would they even know there are ethereal dampeners? But ah, such warmth. The frost that shroudeth my soul doth begin to thaw. And what are these? Visions of days long forgotten? Of war with the men of Alleg? Wherefore do such baleful memories return to me now? Could it be that the process of restoring her soul to its pre-tempered state is awakening ancient memories? Or might the opposite be true? If so, by helping her to recall the past, we may be able to speed her recovery. Lavenza, she trusts you. Speak to her. Ask her to tell you of times past. Tell me of Bahamut and the Ascians. Tell me of your war with the men of Alleg. I mean, she's already starting to bring up the war with Alleg, so would that be the course to go? I guess so. We'll just go with it. I mean, either one doesn't really matter in the end, but wicked, bloodthirsty creatures, not content with their own lands, they brought fire and death to Mericidia, our home. The tale began when Bahamut and I left our father's side. We took wing in search of a place to make our eyrie. Beyond the southern ocean, we discovered a lush and fertile land. It would come to be known as Mericidia by the children of men, though many years were to pass before they crossed the seas. Though many years were to pass before they crossed the seas. So I guess they just somehow, like, knew of it um, but never actually went to it. Hmm. Upon our arrival, we were welcomed by the peaceful people of the forest, kin to the trees. Surrounded by nature's bounty, Bahamut and I had found a place to raise our young. Peaceful people of the forest, kin to the trees. Interesting. So they lived in peace with people for at least some time. Fascinating. This correlates with the writings of the Charlean scholar Rurusha. She posits that man first settled on the southern continent towards the end of the Second Astral Era. Correctly, it would appear. If only she were with us to hear the tale from Tiamat herself. I'm actually curious. Huh. So what is it? So what is it saying that it was? It would come to be known as Mericidia by the children of men, though many years were to pass before they crossed the seas. Upon our arrival, we were welcomed by the peaceful people of the forest, kin to the trees. Because at first it says it was called that, but it would be many years before. Is that just kind of talking about the history of the isle, that they knew of it for a while before they finally crossed it, but then they did, and those are the people, the peaceful people of the forest? Huh. I don't know exactly how to take that. At first I was kind of taking it as the people she was talking about were like the Alligans or whatever. She posits that man first settled on the southern continent towards the end of the Second Astral Era. Correctly, it would appear, if only she were with us to hear the tale from Tiamat herself. Again, Angelo. Yeah, that little bit of history doesn't... I don't quite fully understand what the timeline is on that. Like, to me, it seems vague enough that you could interpret it multiple ways. But I think maybe it's... I think the way it's meant to be interpreted is that they knew of it and called it Mericidia, but didn't actually travel to it until later. And then after that time is when the dragons came, and the people that were there were the ones that had traveled to it earlier. I think that's it. When first the children of man arrived on our shores... Wait, what? No foot did they set in those places over which we... Okay, well then maybe the... Okay, I gotta double check this, because this is all kind of... We were welcomed by the peaceful people of the forest. But maybe by saying people, it's not actually meant to be man, and just whatever people those are, whatever inhabitants of the forest. Okay, that's how I'm gonna take it now. I don't I'm probably like overcomplicating this. I don't know. Anyway, okay, so when first the people of man arrived on our shores, no foot did they set in those places over which we held dominion. Such was their fear of dragonkind. And as they kept their distance, so did we let them be. Yet, as the days went by, ship after ship appeared upon the horizon, bearing ever more of their brethren, who divided the vast land amongst themselves. For a time, they knew peace and prosperity, but as their numbers grew, the smaller their share came to seem, and so they began to covet the territory of their fellows. Ere long, man fought man. Blood was answered with blood, and none could see an end to the strife. Until one day they came to us. Recognizing our wisdom, they entreated us to intercede in their conflicts. Bahamut agreed, and with him presiding over the affairs of men, the land knew peace once more. Alas, those golden days of harmony too were fated to end. For the men of Alig slew my beloved, and I... For the men of Alig slew my beloved, and I, in my rage and sorrow, heeded the envenomed words of the Ascians. The rest thou knowest only too well. Yeah, I'm not totally clear on exactly... Because I could take it as there were some beings on Mericidia before they got there. And what that race is, we don't know. And then eventually man came to Mericidia. And was Alig... What were those men, Allegan, and then they fought against each other? Or were Allegans separate from those men? I don't know. It doesn't really specify exactly, so I'll just leave it as yet unknown, still kind of vague. But your tale doesn't have to end there. When you are free, we'll rid the world of the Ascians together, and you and your beloved will have justice. Fine sentiments, but you're almost spent. I'll keep watch from above. If the treatment fails, run. Ugh. Thanks for the vote of confidence. I swear, when this is over. Keep going, Alice. The magic is working. Slowly but surely, the magic is working. Aided no doubt by the memories you bade her share. Okay. And this has got to be the actual release then. Well, I knew this wasn't going to be easy. No patient could have prepared me for treating a great worm. But we're close. I can feel it. And while I've only got a few more drops of aether left to give, with yours and Graha's, this will work. Then I believe I speak for both of us when I say that you may take as much as you require. Careful, I might hold you to that. All right, here I go.
Ugh, no! I'm almost there! This is it, Angelo!
Yes, I feel it. The icon's grip groweth weak.
Did it work?
We won't know for certain until the shackles are removed.
Answer me this, children of man. Can my kindred be saved in like manner?
Many have been subjected to the Allagan's dark arts, their flesh irrevocably altered. For such tortured souls, I fear there can be no salvation.
My children. Should you hearken unto my call, we shall fly together once more. But should you not, I shall grant you peace. Better to die than live as a tool of evil. You too would wish this, I know, and I shall do as I must. God, that's got to be rough. You know, like, if you call, then you're good and we'll fight back. If you don't come, then, you know, you're too far gone and I'm going to have to kill you. That's rough.
When that time comes, you won't be alone. We'll stand by you.
Thou hast my gratitude, little one.
Alphino's ready. It's time. Do it. And let's hope the treatment worked as it should.
Free again after, what, thousands of years? Was it just 1,000? Or thousands? I don't recall. I know they said it earlier, but Bahamut, my beloved. For vengeance and atonement, I rise. Oh. I don't like cutting them off, even though it's just like dragon speak. But, oh well.
By the gods!
Urianger, your timing could not be better. Understood, we're on our way. It's Bahamut. He's been sighted over Pagalthan. He flies for the largest Amalja settlement in the region, at the head of a vast host, including dragons.
Did you hear all that, Alpha? No. You'd best rejoin your comrades. I'll make my own way. Our enemy awaits. Shall we?
I'll be fine. Plenty of time to recover on the airship. Oh yeah, and then Alphino is still at the terminal or whatever. Well, I'm sure you're desperate to join Estinian and Tiamat in battle. 'Twould be wiser to gather the full strength of the Scions first. The foe we face demands no less. Thank you all for watching this video. Tonight's stream is the penultimate for Final Fantasy XIV story MSQ as of yet. We finished off 5.5. So the only thing we have left is 5.56, which is only 3 quests. But yeah, 5.5 was great. And it wasn't just 5.5. The last quest of 5.5 or 5.4, which introduced all the towers and everything like that. So tonight's stream was kind of focusing on the towers, which was cool. And I'm not remembering all the details, but I think there was even some stuff there that was kind of like, whoa, you know, like I didn't realize that because, like, I didn't realize the context of it because it had been so long since I had done the previous content before, where now I've done everything within like the last 2.5 months. So it's just good. And of course, this is it, as I've mentioned many times, this is now content that we don't have the answers to. It's all still speculation, and you know, got to wait for Endwalker 4, which is cool. It's a lot of fun. Yeah. So if you've had as much fun as I have, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to come join me live in whatever post 14 shenanigans I'm up to, the link to my Twitch is in the description down below. Thank you again for watching, and have a good one.